1 on lesson 63, simplify the square root of 50. Now let me warn you about something right now. If you write 7.071, you're going to get one of these cool little red X's next to your work and a little note saying simplify does not mean approximate. I already told you that in class, and it gives me writer's cramp after the third or fourth person I do that to, so please don't do that. Simplifying is not evaluating with a calculator, okay? Simplifying is breaking apart the radical as much as possible to simplify it down to the easiest form of radical possible. And the way we do this is with a factor tree. Give me two numbers multiplied to make 50, don't care what they are.
25 times 2.
25 times 2 is the first one I heard. 10 times 5 would have also been sufficient. 1 times 50 is counterproductive. And you're still in the same boat, right? So break it down to something that isn't 1. 25 and 2, and then 25, of course, is 5 times 5, and 2 is still 2. So we get down to a prime factored form. And what I do is I rewrite the problem here as the square root of 2 times 5 times 5. I like numerical order when I write my prime factored form, so when I write my stuff in there, I'm going to go smallest to biggest, and they mean the same thing, right? Now, the trick to these problems is, anytime you get a pair of numbers inside the radical, that represents a perfect square. What's 5 times 5?
25.
What's the square root of 25?
5.
5. So you can take out square roots of pieces without taking square roots of the whole thing. So the square root of 25 is 5. Once you pull that 5 out, it's gone. Okay? A pair of numbers inside represents one number outside, and every pair gets struck out if you pull one out. If something does not have a pair, it's not a perfect square, it has to stay in. So then we end up with a simplified version of 5 times the square root of 2. That is what I'm looking for the answer. Now, again, I don't want you to use calculators on this. I just want to verify the fact that these are equivalent. If I type in square root of 50 in my calculator, I get 7.071067812. If I type in 2 times the square root of 5 in my calculator, I get exactly the same. Oh, how about 5 times the square root of 2? 5 times the square root of 2 in my calculator, I get exactly the same thing. Ignore the middle. All right. Thanks. Right? So, again, what I'm looking for is this. That's what simplify looks like. Simplify is not a decimal. A decimal is approximate. So please, we're not going to be approximating anytime in the near future. So it means simplified square root structures.